Oh man, we're live. I never know when we're live or not. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hump Hangout episode 280 for the 25th of March, 2020. Welcome, everybody. Hope that you guys are having an amazing day. And before we go into what we have in store for you guys today, I want to say hello to everyone. And I want to go in order. So, Anna, what's up, man?
Hey, not much. Thanks, Hernan. Hernan's taking over and doing the heavy lifting here to get us started while I try to take over for Bradley. It's actually more complicated than you'd think to get this stuff going. So it's like, oh my God, there's 3 screens. This is all going to fall apart, but it looks like we're live, we're working. So anyways, can't complain. Things are going pretty well here for me in the Bay Area. I was about to say going well, but with everything that's going on, I know there's some people around here who are having a tough time. And it's interesting. I feel like I've actually been more busy over the last couple of weeks than over like the last 3 months. So anyways, just a little personal insight, but overall I can't complain, man. Things are good. Thanks for asking.
Awesome. And Bradley does it with one screen.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it. He does it with one monitor. What's up, Marco? How are you doing, man?
You can see what's going on. You can see how I'm doing, right? It doesn't change. It's Groundhog Day. It's bright, it's sunny, it's beautiful in Costa Rica. Yes, we're inside, but I can take a step outside and it's sunny and it's warm and it's beautiful and I can go and play with the kids. Everything's good, man. Everything's good. By the way, 280 trivia. The U.S. had a cannon in the 50s that could shoot like 20 miles. It had an effective range. It was a 280 millimeter cannon called the atomic cannon, Atomic Annie. By the way, I don't know why 280 just brought that up. Some of the stuff that we learned in the friggin' military, it sticks with you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What's up, Chris?
Yo, groundhogs are back in the cave, unfortunately, here. We're back at freezing temperatures, but I'm fine, and it's sunny outside usually during the day. And I'm still praying for a better internet connection. Like, everybody is fucking watching Netflix here, apparently.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Actually. That's global. I have a couple of friends that they work in a couple of mainframes around the world, and managing connections and switches and all that stuff. And the servers are definitely overloaded around the world. So it's not it's like everywhere. So anyways, I'm doing great. We're healthy. We're good. We're inside, but doing the do and trying to help people with Hump Hangout. Which, by the way, if you're new to Hump Hangout, welcome. If you have been around for a while, welcome as well. The main point of this this forum, this space, is to help you guys with as many questions as possible when it comes to digital agency, growing your digital agency, SEO, pretty much whatever you need to grow your digital agency. If you really want to take it to the next level, we have a program for that. It's called 2X Your Agency, or Double Your Agency. The promise of that program is that we will help you getting more clients and getting more free time. So go to 2xyouragency.com. If you want a step-by-step methodology to rank your website, whether it's a new website or an age website or a YouTube video, why not? You need to get a copy of the battle plan. It's really inexpensive right now. So go to battleplan.semanticmastery.com. We also have a slew of done-for-you services in case that you're a business owner that needs more free time so that you can focus on building your agency and not trying to do everything yourself. So go to mgyb.co to actually get that fulfilled. And last but not least, if you want to come hang out on a really high level mastermind of people, digital agency owners that are trying to make it better, and we're trying to help them as much as possible, you should consider joining the mastermind by going to mastermind.semanticmastery.com. So did I do that right?
Right. Following up on that, my Ask Marco Anything webinar is tomorrow afternoon at the usual time, 3:30 Eastern. So if you're not in the mastermind, you should come ask me anything. I'll answer whatever I can. And if I can't answer that, if one of my other partners can answer it, they each have their own webinars that they do. So we're offering 5 times the value because you get a webinar from each one of us now, instead of just one every other week. 1, 2, if you are in the mastermind, go to the Facebook group. In the events page, you're going to see everyone's mastermind webinar listed in there. Just follow the instructions for whoever's doing the webinar. We're I'm doing it different than my other partners, but that's just me. I always like to be different, test different stuff. So with that, see you all tomorrow, and let's get to questions.
Sounds good.
Cool. Who's driving? Who's sharing the screen? You know, Bradley's usually doing that.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. Man, we're totally lost without Brad. Just kidding. Yeah, let's do this. I'll share my screen.
All right.
I'm going to stop my video because, as you know, too much sun is bad for you guys.
There we go. Let's see. It looks like the first question for today was Fitz. So Fitz saying, my client switched real estate brands. Should they kill the old GMB or ask Google to change the name? They created another GMB for the new brand name. They are still at the same address, same phone number. The other GMB was not optimized. Okay, so switched brands, still at the same address, and created a new GMB. So I'll let you guys handle this one, man. GMB's outside of my area of expertise.
That's an entity fuck up in the making. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. You have two different brands at the same address, right? Same address, same, probably sharing the same entity information. He's saying same address and same phone number. So 2 out of the 3 data points are the same. Definitely entity issues. Kill one or the other, or just you know, you can call the Google rep and have them help you on this. This is legitimate. Right? There's an office. They're still in the same place. They just changed the name because when you start messing with stuff, like I know Bradley has had some success changing stuff. I just tried to do something the other day, very simple, and it got suspended. Fortunately, we have a suspension reversal service in mgyb.co, which works really well because I was the original person who tried it out. So at any rate, just so you avoid all of those issues, you can just call Google and have the Google rep help you through. So look, this is what I did. I'm an idiot. That's your client, of course. I'm an idiot. I was trying to see if I could change the name, and I just didn't know what to do. Act really ignorant. I didn't know what to do. I'm sorry. Flog me with 10 wet noodles, but please help me out. And that usually gets you a lot of assistance because, you know, business owners, especially now, right, with all of the stuff that's going on, I think they're going to go out of their way to be really helpful. Except that with GMB, like, they're really cutting back on the stuff that they're allowing. They're really cutting back on it. That could be one of the reasons why I got an algorithmic suspension the other day. I'm almost 100% positive that it's algorithmic. They don't have enough people to keep up with the GMB demand. So, I mean, that's what I would recommend totally. If you want to try, you know, eliminating one and optimizing the other, please remember that any changes that you make can get you a suspension right now. And as a matter of fact, we were just talking in chat with Rob, with the guy who does the suspension lifting, and like they're on hold. Even though they are lifted, the GMB sits on pending until they all come back full strength. And we don't know when that's going to be. Guys, this is a really touchy moment to be fucking around with things that are really, really important to the business. But what you have right now, Fitz, that is totally entity ambiguity. And I can't tell you how bad that is and how difficult it is to then go and get rid of the ambiguity, because I've had to do it.
Cool. All right. Well, good stuff. Next question. I'm going to go. It looks like Mike. So Mike, hello, superstars. Thanks, Mike. I want to embed a video from my YouTube channel on my website. Okay, sounds good so far. Does every time someone watching the video on my site, YouTube counted as a view, even if I set it to autoplay inside my website? And if you can please share a few tips about the website embed in general. Thanks a lot. So yeah, I mean, you can see this in, I mean, I'll start this off and let you guys chime in, but Mike, you can see this in your analytics, right? If you go into YouTube, you see that they even break it down by, you know, YouTube views. I forget the exact terminology, but I think they even have embed views, don't they? Or am I mixing that up?
Yeah, embedded views. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, every time someone's watching from your site, that's going to show up, or if it's embedded in other places, you know, that which, yeah, actually, Marco, if you want to talk a little bit about embeds, I mean, I can tie this directly back to MGYB services, but there may be something else here we want to tell them about.
Yeah, I mean, we have an embed service, right, in MGYB where you can get your video, and what it does, and how we compare it is that you become a publisher for YouTube instead of just being a consumer or a user. You go out and you publish your video into the networks. So it really helps. Now, the other part of this, can you share tips about the website embed in general? I mean, there are no tips. You take the iframe code and you iframe it into your website. That's what an embed is. And there's tons of YouTube tutorials on how to do that. I mean, do you just go and say how to embed a YouTube video on a website, and hundreds, if not thousands, are gonna pop up. So that's the simplest thing. But it does count as a view, as a matter of fact. I agree totally. It totally does.
Cool. All right. Anybody else want to chime in?
I do something similar with Facebook video as well. I know that whenever you embed a video on a page, you will also get those views counted toward that video. So I think that they're operating under the same logic, and the benefits of that is that then if you create, let's say, an audience of people that view your video because you want to run ads to them, they also count towards, and they will be put in those audiences as well, whether on Facebook, on YouTube. So I think that counts towards that.
Well, it's the code, right? What you're doing through an iframe is that you're displaying the YouTube page where that video sits on your page. That's all it is. So what you're doing is it's de facto YouTube on your page. So anything that happens on that page, of course, it gets counted in YouTube because it's part of YouTube. It's not part of your website. That's why it's iframed on your website. Same thing with Facebook. It's iframe code, and so it works on the same principle.
All right. Well, next question, Darth Biz. I kind of want to say that's like a Darth business, like something out of the Star Wars. But anyways, maybe it's something else. Question is, I recently had a few SEO power shields from MGYB delivered, and hopefully we'll need to order another 4 to 5 in the coming weeks. Great. Is there some material that shows me how to best utilize all of this? It is a big overwhelming, and I'm not sure how to make this work like you guys do. Many of my clients are local, so naturally they want to rank in multiple cities. Would be great to know how to use the shield to accomplish this. I can think of a lot of the training that's available at mgyb.co if you go there and check out the webinars that are available for free. But Marco, what else do you think we should be pointing them to?
Well, he said he recently had, oh, it just updated. Sorry, I lost it. He recently had a few SEO power shields delivered. And so how to best utilize it? Well, we tell you, did you order link building with that? Because that's what you're going to need. If that's not enough to push your client where you want your client to be, then the next step is you order press releases. You do a press release stack. That's in a press release, local PR Pro, how to stack press releases. And if that's not enough, then you link build into your press release stacks. And you continue your link building. Your link building shouldn't stop. It should be part of your monthly maintenance. It should be something that you bill your client for, because you're going to need to I call it the link building cycle. So you order the stack or the SEO shield with link building, and then Dedia knows exactly what to do. But then you start, okay, so where do I go now? Well, you're gonna have to start looking at your analytics and at your search console. Start looking at where the traffic is coming from. Start looking at where other opportunities are. So these juicy keywords that you might be ranking for. Second, third page. You might need to expand the drive stack, right? With inner folders. That's part of my charity webinar series. So we've discussed it, I mean, often. So YouTube channel, our YouTube channel, what is it? YouTube / Semantic Mastery. No, it's not that. YouTube.com / Semantic Mastery. Use the channel search function. Bradley showed how to use it last week or the week before. And you search for everything there. You start using the free resources, the battle plan. is also a great place to get ideas on what to do. As you said, the webinars in mgyb.co. And we've just done tons of public webinars. But if you want the real deal, I mean, it's the mastermind. The mastermind is the place where we can take you and guide you step by step on what you should be doing and how and why. Because there is a method to the badness, that there is a reason why this all gets done. There's something that we're trying to accomplish in all of this. And that's building the best entity in the niche, because that's what's winning the fight right now. What's winning the SEO fight is whoever has the best entity and keyword relationship.
All right. With the follow-up with that, Marco, is there something we can tell him? He's saying too, you know, his clients are local and they want to rank in multiple cities. Would be great to know how to use a shield to accomplish this. I'm not sure how.
Well,
yeah.
Again, you'd go by expanding the website, right, into locations.
Yeah.
Now, he's not going to rank in the 3-pack. This is local, so there's probably a 3-pack involved. If you do it this way, you're not going to rank in the 3-pack, because then what you're going to have to do is you need a 3-pack in these multiple, a GMB in these multiple locations, or you're going to have to push so much power from that one GMB that you associate the new location with what's called the business centroid, simply meaning where that business sits geographically, and then where Google displays it in a radius, right? So you're gonna need to extend that radius somehow, and how you create that association with all of these different locations. I mean, it's not something that you just do. That is something simple that you need to do. As a matter of fact, it's part of local GMB Pro, another one of our courses, which you get a great discount if you join our mastermind. I mean, I can't emphasize enough that when you get to this point where you have clients, multiple clients, and you're gonna need multiple power shields, you need to know how to put all of this together. You need to be in the mastermind, because that's where you can ask us questions. That's when you can talk to me directly and say, okay, now what do I do? And we take you through our webinar. You come and ask the question in my Ask Marco Anything webinar tomorrow, and I'm gonna guide you right through it. And I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is that you need to do and why. We can't do it in a free forum like this. I mean, this is a very complicated question. It seems simple, but it's very complicated. And yes, it seems overwhelming, but that's why we tell you to come with us, so that we can guide you through the process, so that we can take you through. We'll hold you by the hand if we have to, and carry you all the way through.
Good stuff. All right, the next question. This one is going to get complicated, and I got a comment on it at first, but let's dive in. So first of all, appreciate this. Says, hi guys, just want to tell you that you are the go-to for making sense of the SEO expletive.
You can say shit.
Are you sharing your screen, Adam? Because if you do, I cannot see it.
Oh yeah, sorry. Let me go ahead and reshare it. I'm trying to split it up so we're not just focused on the questions. All right, so question first. How long will the shield, I assume he means the SEO shield, get you out of the sandbox for a general, global, national, local on an entirely new domain? I'm not sure I understand the question. I feel like the intent here is, how quickly would the shield get you out of the sandbox? To which I guess mine would be, I wouldn't know particularly, and be something that I don't think you could say. It would just be the normal amount of time. Marco, is there something I'm missing there?
Yeah, he wants to know how long it takes to get out of the sandbox. He wants to know general, global, national, local, each one on its own. We don't know. I mean, Google is Google. They're the ones who know. What we do know is that once we start doing everything that we do, which includes running ads, right? Ads for branding, which is again another course that we have available to, I have to say it again, available in our mastermind to our mastermind members, right? So ads for branding, this all comes together, so that when Google sees this all, they come crawling, and yes, you usually get sandboxed, but if you do it right, the way that we tell you from the start, your on page is tight, your entity is right. When you start pushing through the SEO shield, doing your press releases, running your ads, doing everything the way that we say do, it all comes together so that there is no sandbox, so to speak. When that happens, like we can't tell you. I've seen it happen in a matter of a week, 10 days. I've also seen it happen in a matter of 6 weeks, depending. Land Solutions Network, as a matter of fact, was never sandbox. It's one of our case studies. It was never sandbox. I started ranking for different terms almost right away. And so there's really no rhyme or reason to what Google does, other than they're the ones who know. We know how to force things through, and how long it takes, it's going to depend on how much you do to force it through and to force Google to recognize your entity as the best entity in the space.
Makes sense. All right, let's hop into the second part. So he's asking next. So let's say that you have a YouTube syndication. So I assume starting with a YouTube channel with a single branded tier 1 syndication network, and then you have 3 rings in tier 2 attached to that. So multi-tier syndication network. And let's say you were given the ability to add 3 more rings. To where would you prefer adding these? Would you put another 3 rings on the tier 2 so that instead of having 3 rings in a tier 2, you'd have 6? Or would you put another 3 rings on tier 3, or another 3 rings on tier 3 syndicated from each single? Okay, I can condense this now. So would you just add them as additional tier 2s? Would you attach 1 to 1 to tier 2, or would you stack them all on 1 tier 2 and keep building that way? I guess, is there a preferred way of doing this? I personally haven't built out anything beyond a tier 2. I've just used multi-tier syndication network. So does anyone else have an input on this?
Daisy chain the tier 2s. Very simple answer for that. I mean, there's no need to go into anything else. No, all of the other things, I mean, I'd have to speculate on how and why, and you know, I don't like to do that. I hate theory. I only know things that I've tried, and the way that we've tried it and the way that we've had success, and I know it's the way that Bradley's done it also, is you just daisy chain a whole bunch of tier 2s with the different syndication points, right? WordPress, Tumblr, and Blogger. So that I call them fanboys, right? At tier 2, they're all fanboys of the brand. The brand stays the brand. It's a single brand. You wouldn't want to daisy chain anything on that branded network unless it's another property. It's another tier 1 property. Once you're at tier 2, you just daisy chain. I mean, you can do as many as you want, especially for YouTube, where, as far as we know, and Bradley says this a lot, there are no footprint issues.
Sounds good. All right, let's go into the next one. Next one's from Marty. Marty says, hey, I'm a local small business owner, right on. I'm currently doing my own SEO because I'm tired of spending thousands of dollars and not seeing any results. And for now, I'm enjoying the challenge that is SEO. Cool. My website is currently structured with a service silo and a location silo. I offer 1 primary service and 5 sub-services. Should I be building out pages on my location pages for each sub-service? Or can I link them back to the sub-service page in the service silo? I'm not concerned about the amount of work to build out the pages, but curious if the amount of work would be equal to the benefit I could potentially see in rankings. And then we got a good follow-up question here for you after that, Marco.
Yes, I see it. Good stuff, man. This is like right in Bradley's wheelhouse, because I'm not really a local guy, unless it's GMB, right? So I mean, you're setting up your silo. You have 1 primary service and 5 sub-services related to that service. Building out location pages for each sub-service. But wouldn't you be offering the primary service and the sub-services in each location? Why would you split that up? Either I'm not understanding the question, or I don't see the logic. Maybe you can clear that up.
Yeah, Marty, if you're listening, if you're live, if you can offer us a little, because I was thinking the same thing. It sounds like, are you going to basically duplicate, but just kind of doing it two different ways? But if we're misunderstanding that, by all means, give us clarification, and we can pass this along to Bradley when he gets back, so we can see what he would have to say about this as well. Let's see. Jordan said, "Oh, Marco, answer this one. Sorry."
As far as my drink of choice, if we're talking about alcohol, I love rum, but it has to be really good rum. I have a bottle of 30-year-old aged rum that it's a Costa Rican. As a matter of fact, it's a Costa Rican maker, but there's another one in Nicaragua that makes some excellent rum. Now it gets pricey when you start drinking that good stuff, and it's not meant to. You don't throw that back. That's meant to be sipped, and you don't mix that with Coca-Cola or any other crap like you guys do with coffee, which is my next favorite drink. Right? You guys fill coffee with garbage, and it tastes like nothing like coffee tastes like. Coffee is delicious. You just black. You need to add a little bit of sugar. Add a little bit of sugar. And enjoy it, man. There's nothing like a good cup of coffee. But as far as drink, man, rum. I'll drink I don't know, an ounce and a half every 5 or 6 months. I'm not a drinker, but when I do, that's it. The 30-year-old rum.
Nice, solid. All right. Well, I'm gonna take a. Let's we're got this is a reminder to get your questions as we got just a couple of more. But I'm going to expand this. Let's go around real quick. Hernan, I know you don't drink much, but what's your favorite drink?
I do rum. I do like rum. I do rum and cocoa. But so that's that. And then we have another thing called Fernet here in Argentina, which is like a bitter type stuff. But that's basically what I have when I have it, like once a year or something like that. So
gotcha.
Not a drinker.
All right, Chris, how about you? Are you drinking these days in Austria? And if so, what's your favorite?
No, I'm not drinking. Favorite drink is probably water or like some nice tea. I know, boring, but it is what it is. But unlike me, my brother actually started homebrewing beer lately. Nice. So he's like cranking out like some good stuff from what I hear.
Cool. Yeah, my go-to would probably still be an IPA. So a really good IPA or double IPA. So, all right, now that we got the important information out of the way, we'll get back to the questions here. So Jordan says, hey, everybody, keep your chin up. You got this. Keep throwing punches. Remember, Rocky Balboa looked like he was in trouble, and see what happened there. Yeah, good reminder, Jordan. All right, so BB says, should we be afraid if Google pick up with the ifttt syndications and RYS? What about big competitors like Yelp or other big ones? What are the consequences on that time frame? I'm not 100% sure what the exact question is here, guys. Do you know?
Go ahead, Chris.
He probably hasn't understood like the concept of syndication networks and RYS.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to go. We practice entity-based, worryless SEO. If we were afraid of Google picking up any of our stuff, we wouldn't call it worryless SEO. Dude, the last time I worried about a Google update was like when the first Panda came out, when the first Penguin and all that. So not that I was afraid, I saw it just messing with everybody, and I said, well, SEO is over until we figured out what it was that we needed to do. That's around the time when Bradley developed his ifttt strategy, and it started working really well. And we developed other strategies. We started working with subdomains. Those things we were worried about Google killing us with all that stuff. But the way we do things now, man, the whole point behind this and why we're calling it the SEO shield and why we're calling it entity-based worryless SEO is because we talk in code directly to the bot, and we fill the bot with so many variables regarding our entity. And now I wish Robert here so that he'd give you this explanation much better than I can. But Google is nothing but a relational database. And what it's doing is it's going out and it's collecting information, first of all, about the different niches, right? So let's call it plumber. And we'll go with the example of DC plumber and plumber in DC. Google goes out and it finds all of the information it can, first of all, about plumbers. Then if it's local, DC is of course a city. It's not just the capital of the US. Lots of people there, lots of competition. And what it does then, it relates the information that it has about plumber with the entities that are created, brands, right? The brands, and how well you've created the entity and how well you've structured your data in a way that it can compare with all of the other entities that it has in its database so that it can serve this happens real time, so that it can serve real time that query. And so if you're looking for an emergency plumber in DC, they don't want you turning up someone who is 100 miles away. They want you, if there's someone around the corner, they want to turn that up for you because that's the guy that you want coming to your house, the guy who can help you at the time when you need it most. So what we try to do is we try to fill Google with the variable, and we do it in a loop so that it gets it over and over and over and over again in the structured data where there are no penalties for structured data. Not that we know of. Now you can spam your JSON plus LD on your website, but the way that we've structured it is just looping the bot so that whenever it comes across our entity information anywhere else, it goes to another place and another place, and it's all our entity information. And so we become the entity for that space. This is why DC Plumber is working the way it is. This is why Land Solutions Network is working the way it is. This is why everything that we work in, and I wish I could show you guys some results, like a personal injury attorney in New York City, personal injury attorney in Los Angeles, California. I wish I could show you some of that stuff, tell you the lawyer, I'll tell you the niche. I wish I could tell you the lawyer. And like the calls are ridiculous. I've shared, as a matter of fact, Adam, you have some of those images, right, for some of the clients, and the ridiculous numbers that you can produce working the way that we work. But again, it's all entity-based, worry-less SEO, so that you go and you claim your footprint, of course, through your structured data, through your same as, through branding all of your different profiles, so that it's all part of the brand. You're telling Google, here I am. This is all me. This is all me. And I do it better than anybody else when I do it like this. And then when you do that, it becomes, again, entity-based, worry-less SEO. I can't tell you when the last time I worried about a penalty is. I just don't worry about it. I just go and do what I'm supposed to do everything that we give people, right, in MGYB. All of the products and services, they're the same ones that I use. I use Press Advantage. As a matter of fact, I just used it yesterday to send out a press release. I link building with Dedia, use it. The syndication network, I mean, the Power Shield is in the Land Solutions Network. I mean, if it were not there, if I were telling you guys, okay, you have to go this and you have to go do that, and you go look at the Land Solutions case study, and you don't find any of it, then you know that I'm full of shit and I'm feeding you just a line of crap. But you go and you find it, and you can go ahead and reverse engineer the Google site and the Drive stack. Look at the press releases. As a matter of fact, if you go and take a look at Sell Land Fast and you click on the News tab, you'll probably find the first two results in Google News are my two press releases. And so one from yesterday and another press release service that I'm trying out. Our shit worked. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Our shit worked, and it works because we test, and we test it ourselves. We test on everything that we do before we decide to give it to you. We test it on ourselves, our clients, our projects. and then we go and give it to you. So there you go. I don't know if you guys have anything to add to that, but no, as far as I know, and as of right now, and for the last 5 years, absolutely no consequences except making a whole lot of money for myself and for my clients.
Nice. Anybody want to add to that?
No, I think Marco sums it up beautifully. The main point is that you're building a business, right? If you're worrying about an algorithmic penalty or whatever, then your business starts shaking. So, you know, the stuff, it's like long-term, you know, our approach has always been long-term. So that's actually helping, helping a lot of business owners of the past couple of years. So we'll keep on doing that.
Cool. All right. Well, it's not a question, but Jordan apparently likes to use coffee to warm the creamer, which, yeah, not my jam. I'm on Marco's side on that.
Oh, dude. You kill coffee.
If Jordan ever asks you to send coffee from Costa Rica, just send it to me. Don't waste it on him.
Yeah, I was just about to say, don't ever ask me to send you Costa Rican coffee, because I'd hate to see it wasted on creamer.
All right, well, let's get into this one. BB's got another question he was going to save, but since we got the time, we can get to this. He said, does Google look at referral or referring sites and URLs to determine if there is a link there once visited the link? Does Google look at referring sites and URLs to determine if there is a link once visited the link? Is it anyone else? Like, does it follow links is how I'm reading it, which would be, yeah, I would imagine that's right. Am I
Google look at? All right, so this goes with the distance graph algorithm. Google will go and look at a link on a referral site, right? It'll look at everything that referral site is linking to. Also, and then on your website, since that website is linking to yours, it will not only look at your website, it will go out and look at all of the websites that your site is linking to, in an effort to determine whether your website deserves to be a seed site or a seed set, or to see how far you are from a seed site or a seed set. And that's simply referring to trusted and authoritative websites in the niche. Not trust and authority like third party, like these custom metrics, right? These vanity metrics, and Majestic and Moz and whatever. Not that kind of trust. Not that type of authority. What Google deems is trusted and authoritative in the niche. And once you get in there, which is, again, one of the things that we really go hard at, making our project a seed site and everything attached to it part of a seed set. So yes, it looks at everything, and it looks both ways, both at the link source, at the link destination, and everything that's attached to the link source and the link destination, and everything that's happening to the link. So when Google says we're getting away from links don't count, or any other SEO that's saying backlinks don't matter, they're full of shit.
Not going to follow up on that. I think you said it all. All right, Marco. So second part with this, though, he says, what does a backlink to a page with a citation do? Does it help push SEO value?
What does a backlink to a page with a citation do? Yes, it has SEO value. It's your citation. It's your name, address, and phone number. So it doesn't matter. In this case, it doesn't matter if it's no follow or do follow. This is what citations are. This is places where your business, your brand is named with the address and the phone number. And enough of these, if you're local, especially in hyper local, right, citation sites, I mean, they work magic. These are fabulous. So yes, they help with SEO value, but without getting too much into the weeds, it depends on what you mean by SEO value, because there's a lot of ways to push SEO value.
Gotcha. All right. And then as follow-up, and this is kind of an interesting question, is can you promote apps on the Google results with our methods? And then how would you actually promote, or rather, can you promote or get SEO results from the app stores themselves? So it sounds like he's just asking, like, if he has an app, could you use some of these methods to get results and maybe rank an app organically?
If there are people looking for your app organically, then yes, absolutely. You can get results. Our methods are, it works with anything. We've tried it on anything and everything, and they work. And we have people, it's not just us, it's not just the Semantic Mastery team, right? We have everyone in Semantic Mastery, in the mastermind, and in our free Facebook group, and in Syndication Academy. Jordan is a member of Syndication Academy, well, was a member, that's where he started. Then he came into our Semantic Mastery mastermind. He's also a member of my mini mastermind. But I mean, that's one of the things, that's where he started out, right? And he's getting fantastic results. So I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. As far as the App Store itself, like, I don't do apps. I should, because they're in high demand right now. I just don't. So I have no idea how the app stores themselves work, other than I go to Google Play and I look for the app that I need and I download it. So I have no idea. If anyone cares to chime in, if you know, I mean, please do. But this is just way out of anything that I've ever done.
Yeah, well, I think it's an interesting question, Mark, and I'm willing to say, hey, we're now past the point of I'll let Chris and Hernan chime in if they have experience. I have no experience actually doing this, so we're saying we have not done this. But could you do something like use an SEO shield, use an RYS stack, or do something else that you think would provide some results and point it basically at the App Store, at an app on the App Store?
That's actually a good question. I think that if you start like the path as to how the clients are coming your way, it's kind of clear to everyone, because your app is solving an issue, right? Your app is solving a problem. It's like going after a specific demographic, and all of that are keywords that you can rank for, you know? And even if it is like that, you cannot directly influence the app ranking on Google or the App Store, because it's a little bit of a different algorithm. You can play by the same rules in terms of, hey, put together a WordPress blog, start blogging, do the SEO shield, do everything, and the call to action on all of your pages will be just to download the app. And that will definitely help on the App Store, because the App Store is basically based off of downloads and reviews and comments and all of that. So the SEO aspect of things, if you think about, like, for instance, apps like Headspace or apps like, I don't know, Spotify, they're going after every possible source of traffic, including SEO. So if you're searching, you know, like different meditation techniques and all of that, then there's a high chance that you will come across a headspace.com article and they're running an app. So you can download the app from the store. So that's the approach that I would take, not necessarily to get the app rank on Google. I don't know if that's possible, but we know that articles rank, so you can actually get that route, so that you can get traffic downloading the app and then, you know, retargeting to download the app and all of that.
Well, you know, this brings up something really interesting, because, like, how do you find an app? Aren't you usually on your mobile device, and you're visiting something, and you find that and maybe you're looking at the mobile site, but they say, hey, download the app. And so it's a lot simpler to have the app than it is to keep going to the website or just whatever it is, because you just have the app, right? Netflix and all of these different things. They've come up with an app, but how did they promote it in the first place? Well, they had it on their website for their visitors. They made it convenient for their visitors to say, hey, if you're mobile, here's something lighter that'll give you a lot of value. And so with that in mind, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to go into the mobile algorithm, right? Mobile first, and totally rank it, offer the app on your website, offer and have a what do you call it? Have a link over to Play and Android and over to iOS. I forget what the Apple thing is called, because the only thing I like Apple in is Pie. So other than that, I think that's what you would do, or what you would need to do, right? The website with mention of your app, whatever the app is, because there has to be a niche for that thing, whatever that thing is, whatever that app is going to do. First of all, it has to deal with a problem. It has to solve a problem, right? It can't just be because. If I'm bored, yeah, I might download, I go and download a game, but I'm gonna look for the game first. I don't generally go to the App Store to look for a game. Many people do. Or if I want something, yeah, just whatever, I'm gonna go to my phone, look for it. And if there's an app, then I'm gonna go and download the app, because I probably trust the website that I'm in. So that's how I'm seeing it. Although I'm gonna tell you again, what you're getting from me, which I don't generally do, is just theory. Because it's not something that I've tested, it's not something that I tried, and it's not something that I have any kind of expert knowledge on. So don't take it as if I'm giving you this really cool expert advice, because I'm not.
Cool.
All right, let me chime in on the whole thing because I actually have experience on those things. Cool. So question number one, can you promote apps on the Google SERP with your methods? Yes. Google Play Store and Apple App Store both have desktop links that you can pretty much rank, and you can, number one, link to them from your homepage or like to a website that you create. And number two, you can create even like a drive stack, etc., and link to those things and use all kinds of other methods like press releases, etc., and use those things. Personally, I would do the route that I create a dedicated website where I actually showcase the app and actually maybe even do an info product or something like that as well. Obviously, it depends what kind of app it is exactly. And promote my website and then move it over from that website to the Play Store or Apple App Store. That's the route what I would go, because like there are always changes in the App Store, etc. And you never know, like one day they might change the URL and stuff. So yeah, good to be able to change those out. Number two, how to promote an app on the app stores themselves. Number one, there are advertisements. And number two, like you can run Facebook advertisements, Google ads, etc. Those are all available. Also display advertisements, etc. Number two, the app stores themselves, how do you rank? So if you're a developer, number one, you have a title, you have a description, you have keywords that you can put in there, and they work all similar to how they work on a website. Basically, you optimize keywords, or like your titles and descriptions, etc., with your keywords. Number two, the main ranking factor will be how often it's going to be viewed, and actually even higher than that, how often it's downloaded. And they also track how, if a user downloads it and immediately uninstalls it, etc. So there's the good old methods that were used to fake the App Store ranking. Those are history. Yeah, one more thing, if you're going to promote the apps in the app stores and stuff themselves, the methods, any good coder can integrate the Facebook pixel or a YouTube pixel, etc., and also analytics. I recommend that actually that you do that, and so you also get like the conversions, and you can promote them with the purchase pixel, for example, in Facebook, same with YouTube ads, etc. I highly recommend to go that route. I hope that helped.
Cool. Awesome.
Dude, you just outlined a course on how to promote apps and how to get them ranked. What are you waiting for? Go record it and let's sell it.
Yeah, well, if there's more demand in our audience, let us know.
Sounds good, guys. All right. Kieran's got, he's just asking for MGYB if support's a little bit behind on responding. As far as we know, everything's up to speed, but I would say make sure you give at least 24 hours. If you submit, a help desk ticket to, we can't guarantee that we're going to turn it around in an hour or two. And sometimes we get emails from people, saying why you never responded. And it turns out they submitted a question 30 minutes ago. So I'm not saying that to you, but please give us at least 24 hours. If it hasn't been that, by all means, you can post something in the group and say, hey, I need some help, and we'll certainly respond. Occasionally mistakes happen, although we try to minimize them. So just let us know if we can help you. Other than that, well, it looks like that's the last question. I'm not seeing anything else. We did have one question for you guys, for everyone watching right now, as well as people watching down the line. If you can tell us what your single biggest issue is for those of you who either haven't started an agency or who are looking now at saying, hey, I want to either start an agency or I want to start consulting, I want to start doing this, either, you know, some form of digital marketing. What's your single biggest issue to getting started? Or to starting to grow? If you can just let us know, pop it on the page here. If you're watching the replay, put it on the YouTube comments. We'd really love to know. Appreciate the feedback, and it helps us, you know, develop better training as well as answering questions via Hump Day Hangouts and other avenues. So I think on our end, that will do it. 4 days.
Hang on. Yeah, he's saying 4 days. No way.
Yeah.
I'm going to say.
If he can, what's the best way for him to get a hold of us? I was going to.
Support at mgyb.co. And I don't know if he's using his regular email, if he's using another email. But I should go look at the ticket. Just write to support at mgyb.co, and you should get a response. I mean,
I was about to say, Kieran's got the direct line, so how about we'll hop into that right after this and make sure that it's not. In the meantime, Kieran, if you can send in another ticket and just say, hey, it's me from Hump Day Hangout, something like that, so we can see, make sure it's coming in.
Yeah, so I can go look in what do you call it, in Groove, and see what's going on.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Well, thanks guys for being here, and we'll see everybody next week.
See ya.
Cheers.